Hi, this is Cornell Wright. Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Cornell. Grab a cup and join me. Today I'm going to talk about checklists. A checklist is a very simplistic thing that is extremely valuable, perhaps to your business and, in some instances, to your life. A checklist is simply a listing of those things that need to be done in a particular order or period of time. Sometimes just a list of all the things you might need. Sometimes it's a list of those specific things in order or in sequence. Sometimes a checklist that you can kind of use back and forth. The easiest and most straightforward, think about a checklist when you go to the grocery store. So grab your cup of coffee or tea, and let me give you just a couple examples of checklists. How many of you ever checked into a hotel? You check in the hotel, certainly registration goes very smoothly and you're going up to your room. And then while you're in the room, the bell service personnel, they go through a checklist, if you will, around the room telling you all the features of the room. How to move the drapes, the air conditioning, the heat, what's this, what's that, where everything is, the refrigerator, the mini bar, those sort of things. Now, it's also convenient. That's also giving you a chance to sort your things out and to reach in your pocket and give the gentleman or lady a well-deserved tip. But along the lines, they've gone through a mental checklist as to what they were supposed to do and to orient you toward your room. If you've ever been on an airplane, pilots go through a very regimented, very detailed checklist of everything they have to do prior to your plane and aircraft leaving in order to ensure the safety, proper operation, and the proper orientation of the pilots to that plane and to their journey ahead. Critical, right? There were years ago in which I had a project responsibility and we were conducting a large conference. Not too large. Had about 4,000 attendees and about 2,500 other people in support, but it was decent size. We managed, and I managed throughout the entire process, a series of checklists by department, by orientation, by specific activities. It went off without a hitch. Not really, because they never really do, but it went off well so that no of the attendees felt anything was wrong. Everything was done on the backside, and in fact, numerous checklists were created in order to make sure that those attending the conference had a pleasant experience. Checklists helped. So you think about your personal life in regards to checklists. If you're going on a vacation, I hope we all get a chance to go on as many vacations as time and money and opportunity provides in the near future, right? Think about your checklist that you need. For those of you who are skiers or golfers, there's a checklist. For those of you who have a buddy who's a sailor, he goes through a checklist every time before he goes out on his boat, right? What does he have? What does he need? Make sure everything's in the proper order. Make sure all the ropes are correct. All that sort of good thing. Always going through a checklist. So you start looking at how checklists start to occur in our lives. They appear everywhere. I'm suggesting to you, though, to take checklists and be more conscious of them and be more specific of them as to how they play a role in our lives, both business and professionally. There are a number of benefits associated with checklists. First of all, and let's be really clear on it, it helps you have a sense of completeness regarding the activity or situation that you're in, or what you're about to go into. Remember the old expression, making a list and checking it twice? That's a sense of completeness that you have, so that you don't forget something that's important or miss something that's important, right? Also, a checklist allows you to have a predictable outcome. You've gone through the checklist. You know what's in your suitcase, for example. You know what's in the briefcase. You know what's in the meeting, whatever the situation is, and it'll help you with having a predictable outcome as to how it's going to occur. Think about going to the grocery store when you have your checklist. Sometimes the predictable outcome you're looking for is getting all the items that you need so you can get in the short lines. Sometimes the predictable outcome you're looking is not to spend over a certain amount of money, both of which are predictable outcomes assisted by a checklist. And let's not forget the last and perhaps most important is a checklist helps to reduce your stress. Gee, as you're walking through, well, do I have everything? Do I need? Is it, where am I? What are the various components? A checklist. Very simple, very straightforward, And I would suggest that you start looking more at a checklist both in your personal life and your professional life. It'll make things a lot smoother for you. Grab a cup of coffee, get back to work. You have a great day. Thank you for joining me on this conversation with Coffee with Cornell. I'd like to ask you to like the episode, subscribe, and hit the bell for future notifications. You take care until our next coffee break.